Hi there, and welcome along to Living Truth Radio. I'm Tony Dean. Thanks for your company. So I want to do a bit of an update on our last podcast about disciplining children. Not because I regret anything I said, but rather I could have said some things a bit better than what I did. I used the phrase insane when it came to the subject of reasoning with a 2-year-old. That's probably not the right word. Foolish is the word I should have used. So I apologize for using the word insane. That was kind of incendiary and unnecessary. Also, I used the word imbecile with relation to those on the far left who are communistic and are trying to destroy society. Probably a more appropriate word would be evil. They are evil. They are trying to destroy society because they are evil. They embrace an untenable worldview that has never worked in human history, will never work, and it is 100% anti-God. You see, communism removes God from the picture altogether and puts man on the throne. So the state becomes God and everyone must worship the state. Of course, Christians are utterly going to reject that because it's complete stupidity. And it's evil. Communism is actually, and atheists aren't going to like this, but it's a reality, communism is political atheism. It is the political end of the atheistic worldview. Again, untenable, idiotic, and evil. So I'd like to be gentle with these podcasts. I'd like to, be more gracious. The truth of the matter is I'm quite angry with a lot of things that are going on in the world. I'm very angry with the evil. I understand that evil is going to be dealt with ultimately during the upcoming tribulation. It doesn't stop me from being angry about looking at it in the here and now. We see injustice left, right, and center. We saw it recently in the United States with Pam Bondi and Kash Patel announcing that there was no evidence to suggest that there was any impropriety or whatever going on in Epstein Island, which is an absolute categorical lie. And I don't know why they are saying this. Maybe it's for a greater good. In that I've heard that there may be some threats to the United States with regard to nuclear weapons and whatever, and the threat was made, well, if you release this list then we're going to drop this bomb. Listen, you can't negotiate with evil, any kind of evil. Are these people terrorists? Well, they're of their father, the devil, all of them. You can't do deals with them. But one of the things that stands out to me is this. The Bible's very clear that we are to punish the evildoer and we are to elevate the righteous. Let's look at a couple of scriptures to prove my point, okay? Isaiah 1:17. Learn to do right, seek justice, and correct the oppressor. Defend the fatherless and plead the case of the widow. Micah 6:8. He has told you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you but to do justice, and to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. Proverbs 25:26. Like a muddied spring or a polluted fountain is a righteous person who gives way before the wicked. Leviticus 19:15. You shall do no injustice in judgment. You shall not be partial to the poor, nor defer to the great, but you are to judge your neighbor fairly. Exodus 21:24-25. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. God hates injustice, folks, and purveyors or excusers of injustice in any capacity will be punished. If you think that doing deals with Satan is going to stop Satan from carrying out his plans, you're a fool. I'm sorry, but you truly are. We know who these scumbags are, and they are evil, dirty, filthy little perverts, and we know who they are. Heads of state, heads of government. So what if governments fall? So what? We need these evil, despicable human beings to be brought to justice. for the sake of righteousness, but for the sake of the children that were abused. President Trump, I'm very disappointed in your administration in this part of it. I know you didn't make this call. I knew this was Pam Bondi's call. I knew this was Kash Patel's call. Nevertheless, it was a bad call. It was a really bad call. So I pray that you repent. I pray that justice is done. I'm not making any threats, any kind of thing like that. We support you wholeheartedly, but not in this. This was a really foolish move, irrespective of the potential threats that were levied against anybody. It's a very, very foolish move. These dirtbags need to be put in prison, or actually, what would be better, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, wound for wound, bruise for bruise, they should be sent to meet their maker. That's what should happen. You can't appease evil, sir. You cannot appease evil, and I'm sure you are smart enough to know that. So we'll be praying that you make the right decision. I pray that this travesty of justice is reversed, and that these dirty little perverts, these rich elite perverts, are brought to justice and dealt with once and for all. So I apologize if I've ruffled any feathers. No, I don't. I don't apologize at all. We're living in evil days. This is a war. It's not a game. So we need to treat it that way. I'm going to try and be as polite and congenial and loving and gracious as I can be. But I'm angry about things. And you should be angry about things too. The Bible doesn't condemn Christians being angry. It condemns us from sinning in our anger. And I'm trying very hard not to do that. But I'm going to stand up for what's right. There may be consequences. There may well be. But I don't answer to man. I answer to the Lord. At the end of the day, I'm going to give an account to him for the way I've lived my life. As is Donald Trump, as is Kash Patel, as is Pam Bondi, as is Caroline Levitt. Everyone will stand before the Lord and give an account. And we must be standing for righteousness. Don't do deals with evil. You will fail. You cannot trust these people. They are of their father, the devil, who is a perpetual impenitent liar, and so is his children. You cannot do deals with the devil. Needs to be taken out. They need to be exposed, and they need to be dealt with. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Look forward to your company next time, when hopefully we'll have a more congenial subject. Take care.